So let's check out the amp audio effect. Here I have two loops, one dry guitar and one dry bass. Let's load the amp audio effect. So the amp audio effect, alongside with the cabinet, which we'll cover in a different video, was developed by Softube, which they do make really great plugins, and they did develop the amp and the cabinet. So the amp emulates 7 different guitar amps that you can use from anything on guitars, of course, but even distorted synthesizers or drums or anything that you need to add more grit and power. So right out of the bat, I put it on. I'm going to turn down the volume here of the amp so it's not too loud, because it's, again, distortion plugin. It's out of the bat going to be extremely loud. Nice. So right here we can choose the different amps. Clean and Boost are based on Vox type amps. The Blues is based on Fender. Rock is based on Marshall. Lead and Heavy are based on more Messa Boogie amps. And the bass is based on an Ampeg bass amp. And all of those kind of gives you different colors, different types of distortions. Again, from more subtle to more heavy and more muffled for the bass. So let's listen to them. Let's listen to the bass on the bass. Nice. Now right here we have the main control, which will decide how much distortion, how much gain you're pushing into the amp. And lower gain will give you less distortion. More gain will give you, of course, more distortion and more of a harsh type of sound. Let's go back to the guitar. You can, of course, adjust the overall output volume if the gain is too much, but you still want that type of distortion. Just turn down the volume. Here in the middle we have 3 EQ controls, and just like real-world amps, they do interact with each other. So if you do turn down the bass, it will probably turn up the mid and the treble and so on. If you turn up the bass, it will turn down the rest. So they do interact with each other. They're more musical in that sense. Here we have the presence knob. The presence will be able to attenuate, lower some mid-high frequencies or accentuate them. If it's too much, you can just make the sound a bit more filtered or more muffled. Nice. We have the output control, which will change from mono to dual, which basically double the amp and also double the CPU, which will create a more stereo, more wider sound. And of course, we have the dry wet, which will decide how much of the effect we're actually mixing in. Now, this was developed by Softube alongside with the cabinet, which we'll check out in a different video. And they do intend to come together, just like regular amps have their amp and the actual speakers, the big cabinets, which we can choose on the cabinet.